Lila and her brother Mazen returned to their abandoned village after their father's mysterious death. The journey began normally, but as they approached, strange occurrences unfolded. The roads became shrouded in dense fog, cell signals vanished, and the distances seemed to stretch unnaturally. Their unease intensified when they passed a decaying sign that read, "Those who enter the village will not leave alive." Before they could process it, a pale child in blood-stained clothes appeared in the middle of the road. Mazen swerved to avoid him, crashing the car into a muddy ditch. The child screamed in a distorted voice before vanishing into the darkness. With nowhere else to go, they sought shelter in the nearby family mansion, their old ancestral home, abandoned for decades. Inside, the mansion exudes a chilling presence. Whispers echo through the empty halls, paintings on the walls have distorted, faceless figures, and every step triggers creaking floorboards that sound like someone, or something, is following them. Drawn by an unseen force, Mazen discovers a hidden room behind a dusty bookshelf. Inside are cryptic symbols, aged bloodstains, and an ancient doll that eerily resembles him. Upon touching the doll, bloody words scrawl themselves across the wall. The blood must return. Layla finds their late father's journal, revealing the family's dark history. Decades ago, a ritual was performed to appease a malevolent entity known as the Eternal Shadow. Her father was supposed to offer one of his children as a sacrifice to break the curse, but couldn't go through with it. His defiance doomed the family line to relentless hauntings. As Mazen succumbed to the shadow's influence, his body convulsed, veins blackening, and his voice distorting into layered, inhuman whispers. Desperate, Lila tried to pull him back, but he attacked her, declaring that the ritual must be completed. In a heart-wrenching moment, she was forced to stab him with an ancient ceremonial dagger. Mazen screamed, dissolving into a black mist that engulfed the room. Everything suddenly fell silent. Lila opened her eyes to find herself alone in the now pristine room, as if nothing had ever happened. She glanced down and gasped. Frozen in shock, she looked into a mirror and saw herself as a shadowed figure with empty black eyes. A whisper slithered into her ear. "The curse doesn't end, it begins with you." The episode ends with an exterior shot of the mansion. A dim light flickered in an upper window, revealing Lila standing there, expressionless. Her eyes leaked black tears as distorted laughter echoed through the night.